Peace and prosperity be unto all who's listening and watching. It's your girl LaShaWright, and I'm back with another video. And today I want to talk about loneliness and how you can overcome it. And there's a lot of people at this time with the COVID and a lack of jobs and all this, etc., blah, blah, blah. A lot of people are dealing with, loneliness and being alone. And there's larger amounts of depressions happening in children, which a lot of children are having to go into virtual learning and experiencing a large amount of social disconnection. It is said that humans are not meant to go long periods of time or go without interaction with other beings. So this can cause large emotional effects, as far as depression and other things that we feel, sadness, even loneliness. And it's okay to be alone, especially with yourself. And what I mean by that, you have to be alone at times in your life. I think this is the best time to really work on yourself, really work on you, and focus on your ideals and your dreams and your aspirations. And the alone time itself can help you identify a lot of things that you're going through, a lot of things of what you're feeling, a lot of things that, why do you feel alone? And it helps you identify these different things so that, you can understand that, is it just the feeling of being alone, or is it you don't really want to be alone? Because sometimes it's because we feel alone, and just because you feel alone doesn't necessarily mean you're alone. And is it because you are alone, the fact that you really are, and no one's around, and you're not having these social interactions? Do you not have a hobby? Are you not investing in yourself? Are you not spending this time getting to know you better, getting to understand your way of thinking, your way of communicating, your way of expression, your emotions, and all these different things that you can spend your time thinking about rather than focusing on your loneliness, right? And lonesomeness, I mean. So, being lonely and overcoming that in itself, because human beings, we spend most of our lives, our times, alone, like with ourselves, and we do a lot of things by ourselves. And I feel that until you can effectively do it for you, you can never effectively do it with or for another. And I believe that people should come to this place of accountability, as far as human beings. We have to understand that there is a place where we should come in community and come into communion and come into a unified thing, where we are social reacting and having these social events and being around people just like ourselves and like-minded and whatnot. And I believe it's good to interact and talk to people, but I believe that there's some sort of there's no real balance. And what we had before COVID was an imbalance of a constant push on social reaction or social interactions with other people. And what this means is forcibly going to a job, or putting ourselves in environments with people, or being around people, knowing that we can only communicate for a specific time, or knowing that being around certain people affect our energy, or being around certain influences affect us in specific aspects of our identities or our personalities. And it's coming to this place where we have to acknowledge and take the accountability that though we as humans do need social reaction, right? Social ability to interact with other people and other beings, like-minded or non-like-minded, just like ourselves. But we also need to get to this place where we understand that there can be an imbalance when we do communicate, when we do have these events, when we do get out in public, when we do see each other, right? And we can forcibly put ourselves in positions and rooms and places where we're not in the mental state or emotional state of being to even be in positions or rooms with those like-minded people, because we're not fully grown in ourselves. And I think loneliness or being lonesome or spending time alone is a good thing, because it helps you develop those things and mindsets that you need to help you prepare yourself for those big those engagements, right? Those rooms and places that you'll go to in the future. So I believe it's a great thing to spend time alone, because you get the opportunity to work on yourself, know yourself, communicate, and work on the things that you know from all the different mistakes and things that you made throughout the past years, but also last year and some of the recent mistakes you've been making. You can take time to really reflect on those things and take those in consideration to move forward and apply those things that you've learned into forward-coming situations, right? And like anything. So it's just a really great time to reflect. And if you don't focus on the emotional part of the thing, the logical part of it, being alone is really a good thing for you and your being and your inner self and your mind. So be at peace with knowing that alone doesn't necessarily mean it's not good for you. It's actually pretty good for the mental state, the emotional state, and the internal well-being. Also, the physical well-being. You give yourself enough rest to not be around a person. If you're around people too much, your energy can be very low and people can suck out your energy. You have to fill up your cup. But make sure that you're whole and that you're full when you go around people. Love you guys. Have a abundant day. Stay connected. Be in tune with life.